Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography, and what is our topic today? Water resources. There is an important point here. Water resources. The water is the most valuable resource of nature. This is a renewable and inexhaustible resource but is in a trouble these days. Demand of water has been increasing continuously, it is supply decreasing. If we look at the water resources of India in the global context, India has a 4% water, whereas she is a housing of 16% of the world population. It means the per capita ability of water is quite low in our country. India is ranked first in the world in irrigated area. One-eighth area of the country is a flood prone and one-sixth area is under to as a grip of drought. Nature of monsoon is mostly responsible for this. Food, grain and other agriculture products are required in a large quantity for the growing of population. For this reason, the use of water for irrigation of crop has been increasing. The demand for water has increasing in the cities due to the rapidly urbanization, industrialization and modernization here. In addition, the demand for water has been increasing for sewage and other removing all kind of wastage. Our next topic is the most important here, sources of water. There is an important point here, sources of water. There are four main sources of water. The first here, surface water. Second here, underground water. And third here, atmospheric water. And fourth here, ocean water. There is a four main source is the most important. I repeat again, the surface water, underground water and atmospheric water and oceanic water here. In our daily life, we use only surface water and underground water. Let us study them in a detail. The first here, surface water. The surface water, the main source of surface water is a precipitation. About the 20% part of the precipitation evaporate and mixes with our environment. A part of the running water goes underground. The large part of surface water is found in a river, rivulets, ponds and lakes. The remaining water flow into the sea and ocean. Water found on the surface is called surface water. About two-thirds of the total surface water flow into three major rivers of country. First is Indo, second is the Gangas, and third is the Brahmaputras. The water storage capacity of reserves is constructed in India so far is about 17,400 billion cubic meters. At the time of independence, the water storage capacity was only 180 billions is a cubic meters. Hence, the water storage capacity has increasing about 10 times. Here come to most important here our table. There is the river basin, surface water, animal flow, and their unlevel capacity, renewable, underground water, and capable capacity here. The Indo is a 71, and unlevel capacity is a 46, and renewable is a 26% here. Brahmaputra is here, and also is a Ganga is a 525, Brahmaputra is a 629, Godavari is a 110.5, and Krishna is a 70 and Kaveri is a 21.4. That is the most important here, and the underground water capable capacity is a 24 to the Indo. Ganga has here 157 and Brahmaputra 24 and Godavari is at 37 and Krishna here 24 and Kaveri is 11.3. There is a most important point here. And the next year, Mahandri is a 68.9, Narmada is a 45.7, Tapti is a 14.9 and other rivers also here. And the underground water is a 15 is the Mahandis and the Narmada is a 9.9, Tapti is a 7.6 and other rivers is a 68.2. There is the most important here. The storage capacity of usable water is the Gangas is a basin is the maximum, but in spite of the maximum annual flow here. The storage capacity of unavailable water is the least in the Brahmaputra basin. The storage capacity is the Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi and the Indo is sufficient. If storage capacity of available water is seen in the term of ratio, then Tapti River's basin is 97%. Annual water flow in the three major rivers of India, Indo, Ganga, Brahmaputra is more. And as water storage capacity of this river can be increased. That is important. The next year, underground water. The rainwater is percolate into the earth as a surface and become underground water. The process of percolations also take place from the surface water. The large amount of water get collected under the earth as a surface by these two methods. This is called to the underground water. According to the central underground water is a board. Renewable underground water capacity in India is a 94 to 95. Bus about a 4,310 millions is a cubic meter per year. Out of this, about a 3,960 billion cubic meter water is available for use. The distribution of underground water is not the same everywhere. Ability of underground water is depend upon to the amount of rainfall, nature of rainfall, nature of land, and its slope. In the area of high rainfall, where their land is almost plain and has approach to the rocks, the water easily is percolate there. Therefore, underground water is available is a plenty at a slow shallows is a depth in this area. In the area like Rajasthan, where is the land is a plan and has been approached is a sandy soil. The underground water is available is a lesser amount at a great depth due to the lack of rainfall. In the northern eastern area of the country, where the land is a slopey, the conditions are not suitable for percolations for water in spite of more rainfall. With the result of underground water is available in less quantity at the great depth in this area also. There are large resources of the underground water in the plain of Ganga, Brahmaputra and the coastal plain here. The ability of underground water is a less is a peninsular plateaus, Himalaya region and desert area here. The next year, use of underground water capacity. There is important use of underground water capacity here. Underground water is used on a large scale in the area where the rainfall is comparatively less. Underground water is used on the large scale in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, whereas Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Chhattisgarh are also states where in spite of less rainfall, the use of underground water is less and there is a great need for the development of underground water resources here. So our next topic is the most important here, water budget. The water budget is the most important point here. There is a water budget. Water budget is a mean the balance between to available water in a country and water under use. There is a most important here, water budget. The budget is a generally is a balance between to available water in a country and water under use. There is a great variation in the distribution of water resources is a space and time. Water is available in the sufficient quantity during to the rainy season as the dry season set in, and there is a shortage of water. The reserve of our surface and underground water are about 23,840 billion cubic meters. Out of this, only 10,860 billion cubic meters water is required for us. There is important here. The unit of the measurement of what amount of water is a cubic meter or hectare meter. If water is standing on the meter deep on a perfect level area of 1 square meter, then the total volume of the walls of that water would be 1 cubic meter. In the same way, if a water is standing 1 meter deep on a perfectly level area of 1 hectare, then the total volume of water would be 1 hectare meter. There is important here. You have already studied about their nature and distribution of rainfall in their chapter is 17. In India, is a 90% rainfall take place during to the short period of 3 months for June to August. There is an important point here. A 90% rainfall take place during to the short period of 3 months, June to August. There is a great variation in the number of rainy day in India. The average number of rain day on the western coastal is 137. In Rajasthan, average number of rain day is reduced to less than 10. There is a variation in the nature of rainfall also. The rainfall may be heavier and continuously in the area of the more rainfall, whereas the rainfall may be a low and intermittent in the area of less rainfall. Hence, there is a great variation in the regional distribution of rainfall. About a 8% area of country and receive more than 200 centimeter rainfall. 20% area received rainfall between to the 125 to 200 centimeter and remaining 30% area receive less than 75 centimeter. The rainfall uneven distribution of the rainfall is responsible for the uneven distribution of the surface and groundwater here. The next topic is the most important here, utility of water. Utility of water, there is a most important point here. Our population in India has been increasing continuously. Population of the country has been increasing about 3 times sign of independence. There is an important point here. The Indian population is increasing about the 3 times since of independence. Due to this increase in our population, demand for water has increasing in all the sphere. Demand for the water has increased is a comparatively is a more to drinkings and irrigation and industries. On the other hand, per capita annual availability of water has been decreasing continuously. In 1951, per capita annual availability of water was is a 5,177 cubic meter per person, which has been decreasing to the 1,829 cubic meter per person annually in 2001. There is an important point here. In the coming year, by 2025, per capita availability of water is expected to become a 1,342 cubic meter annually. It is to be noted that the water crisis arises when to the per capita ability of water fall 1,000 cubic meter annually. Today, many of countries have started to the facing the water crisis. There is an important point here. The many country is facing of water crisis, and next is a number for the India. There are crisis of water, and they have to the import of water. There is an important point here. The maximum country is facing of crisis of water, but next time is a timing for the India. The important graph here show the decreasing ability of water annually. There is the 5,000 the start here, the water ability in a cubic meters here. But suddenly is the 1951 is a 5,000, but 2001 is a 1,829 only, and 2025 is a 1,342. There is a most important decreasing ability of water annually. There is an important point and the important here. There are various use of water. We need a water for a drinking, domestic use, irrigation, industry, public health, cleanliness, and the flushing the drainage sewage for human wastes. Water is a continuous need for the generation of hydroelectricity. You cannot imagine fishing and forestry and water sport without a great amount of water. In this way, the water is still for all kind of development work. It is a use of still in all sphere of life due to rapidly growth of urban population. The demand for water in urban area has a increasing simultaneously. There is an important point here, an important here table. In this table, there is so the India is a changing pattern of use of water. 1990 to 2050 is a figure of billion cubic meters here. The domestic use of air water is a 1999 there is a 25, 2033, and 2010 is a 42, and 2025 to 52, and 2050 is a 60. There is a increasing number there. Equation is a 460, and then increasing to have the last 2050 year 800 years. There is an important point. And rest is the purpose is a 1990s, and 90s only use of 15, but recently 2050 they are 130. And energy consumed here are 19 to the 1990s. On there is a 2050 there are 120, and other uses here are 1990s 30 here, but 2050 is a 40%. There is important here interestingly. There is a most important for the changing pattern of the use of water and figure of billion cubic meters here. India is on agriculture countries, and hence the plenty of water is needed for irrigations, and 536 billion cubic meter water was used for irrigation in year 2000. It is 80% of total water use. The remaining percentage of water was used for a domestical industry and other purpose. There is show here a pie chart. In this pie chart, there is the most important use of water here. There is the most important use of tube wells, and other well is a 56% water uses. And canal government is a 30%. And the next year, a canal is a private is a 1%, pond is a 6%, another resource is a use of only 7%. There is a most important pie chart shown in your screen. There has been a rapidly increasing in the irrigated area in India since independence. Total irrigated area in 1999 to 2000 was 8.47 crore hectare. The maximum capacity of the use of water for irrigation in India is 11.35 crore hectare meter. But about three-fourths water of this capacity is began used. There is important. The demand for irrigation in India has been increasing continuously. The reason for the increasing of demand for irrigation as the following here. The first point here, regional and seasonal variation in the distribution of rainfall. Secondly is a wide and unconscious gap in a rainfall season. And third here, growing demand of water for commercial crops. And next year, changing cropping pattern. There is a most important point here. Next topic is the most important here, means of irrigation. There is a mean of irrigation here. The irrigation is mainly here three types here in India. There is a well and tube wells, canals and tank. There is important here main threes of irrigation of India here: well, tube wells, canals and tank. And show in this map, they are important here. Here show the map, there is the most important Indian net showing irrigation area here. The maximum is the percentage of net showing irrigation area here, 25.0, and there are less here. Area show in this important point here. Why? There are Maharashtra side, there is an important point here. And the second is 25 to the 50 here, an important part show in their side of here are Rajasthan and all are part of India. There Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and other side here. And 50 to the 75 here is an important part, the Kanyakumaris and Uttar Pradesh. There is an important here, and the 75 and above, there is an important part here, only here show in Punjab, Haryana. There is a most important show in this map, the net showing irrigation area in India. The first point is important here, wells and tube wells. There is an important here, wells and tube wells here, the water as a sources here. Irrigation by the well is on all practice in India. It has a greatly increased with the use of diesel and electrical pumping set. You know that there's important. It is greatly increased with the use of diesel and electrical pumping set. Irrigated area by wells and tube wells in 1950 to 51 was only 59 lakh hectare, and which has increasing to the 30 million hectare in 1997 to 98. During this period, the total irrigation area has increasing from 30% to the 57%. There is important here. And there are a large rivers of underground water in the avalanche plan of northern India. At diggings and constructing well and tube wells is easy, and the cost of their construction is also is a comparability less. Therefore, irrigation by well and tube wells here are popular. On the other hand, Gujarat, Goa, Rajasthan, and Maharashtra are such as a state where only about 60% irrigation is carried on by well and tube well. There is an important point here. The 60% irrigation here, the Gujarat, Goa, Rajasthan, Maharashtra are there as the well and tube wells. The next point is important here. Canals. Canals is here. A canals were the main means of irrigation up to the 1960, and canals contribute about 40% in the total irrigated area of the country. In 1996 to 97, it's come down to about 31%. About 1.74 crore hectare was irrigated by canals in 1996 to 97. Half of this area is a 52.5% is limited to the state of northern India. Haryana, Odisha, Karnataka, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh and Punjab are worldly maintaining for a canal irrigation, and Jammu, Kashmir, Mizoram, Assam and Tripura are such a state which are greatly dependent upon the canal irrigation, because there is a lack of other mean of irrigation in this state. Mizoram, which has the least of irrigated area, completely depended upon to canal for irrigation here. There is an important part here. The next year, tanks. Tanks, there is a contribution of tank irrigation has reduced. About 6% of the irrigation area is irrigated by the tanks. Irrigations by tanks is a popular in a peninsula plateaus area. Tamil Nadu is the leading state in irrigation by tank. About 22% area is irrigation by the tank here. In the state of Odisha, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala and West Bengal, tank are used for irrigation. There is an important. Our next topic is the most important here, river valley project. There is an important point here, river valley projects. To make India economically self-sufficient and it's improved to the standard of living of the people, development efforts were initiated to the soon after the independence. Among this activity, a special emphasis was laid on the development of River Valley project. The River Valley project where is a multi-purpose project. You know that there is a River Valley project where a multi-purpose project here. The main objective of this project are flood control. This project is important here, the control of flood here and prevention of soil erosion and provision of water for irrigation and drinking and industries. Generation of electricity and transport, entertainment and conservation of wildlife and development of fisheries. There is a most important here on their project of flood control, prevention and soil erosion, prevention of water, irrigation, drinking and industry, generation of electricity, transport, entertainment, conservation of wildlife and development of fisheries. Here show the major river valley in India. There is the most important, the name of project and only there is a name of river, and here a coastal dam, river, reservoir and beneficial state here. But first Damodar valley is the Damodar rivers. There is a beneficial state is a Jharkhand and Pashchim Bengal here. And Bakra Nangal is the Satluj. There is the most important beneficial state here Punjab, Himachal, Haryana and Delhi. And Herkund is the Mahandis is the most important here Madhya Pradesh, Orissa and Chhattisgarh are beneficial state here. And the next year, Tirghadhara is a Tungabandhra is here a river, and here is the beneficial state here Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. And the next year, Naga Arjuna Sagar is a Krishna. River name is a Krishna, and the beneficial state here Andhra Pradesh only. And the Narmada Valley is the Narmada as a river name, and there's a purpose as a proposed dams is a name here, and here a state of beneficial is a Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra for the beneficial state here. The next here, Koshi. Koshi is the river name is Koshi here, and here an important part of the beneficial state Bihar, Jharkhand, Nepal. And next here, the Chambal Valley is a Chambal is the river name. The dam name of Gandhi Sagar, Rana Pratap Sagar, Johar Sagar, and Kota Barrage. There is the most important dam here. And beneficial state is Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh is an important part here. And Indira Gandhi Canal is a base of Satluj. There is most important Vyas and Satluj here, a river name. The dam name is a dam on Ravis, Vyas and Satluj is a pond. There is only a beneficial state of Rajasthan here. The next topic is the most important here, rainwater harvesting. The rainwater harvesting is the most important. Rainwater harvesting generally mean a collection of rainwater. What do you mean there? Yeah? Rainwater harvesting generally mean a collection of rainwater. It is a special meaning is a techniques of recharging of underground water. In this technique, water is made to be go underground after collecting rainwater local without polluting the same. With this, the water during the time of scarcity is a local domestical demand can be met here. Now the question arises, after all, why do we need a water harvesting? There is a most important question arrive your mind. After all, why do we need water harvesting? Three main reasons are responsible for this. Three reasons for responsible this. First here, scarcity of surface water, and second here, growing dependence on underground water, and third here, increasing of urbanization. There is the most important here. The first point here, urban sensorial. Then urban sensorial is important here. Total amount of rainwater recovered in area is called rainwater reserve. That is important. Total amount of rainwater recovered in area is called rainwater reserve. Effective management of rainwater reserve is called potential water harvesting. You know that what is here called? Effective management of rainwater reserve is called potential water harvesting. Think for a well, the area of the roof of your house is 100 square meter and the average rainfall of this area is 60 centimeter. Suppose the water on the roof has neither a flow is a percolated nor a evaporated, then there will be 60 centimeter high water on the roof. That is important. The important here, volume of water. The volume of water is equal to area of roof into amount of annual rainfall. It means 100 area of the roof and annual rainfall is a 60 centimeter. There is a answer here or 60 cubic meter. Why there is 60 cubic meter here? Because 60 centimeter is converted to the meter is 100 divided. There is a 0.6. A 0.6 multiplied by 100. There are 60 cubic meters here. The important now. In other words, a family can be collect 60,000 liter water in a year. A family collect of 60,000 liter water in a year. All water is related to the need of this family can be met with this. On average, a person need for 10 liter water for drinking daily. 10 liter water drinking for daily. If your family consists of 6 members, then you need a 6 into 10 into 365. There are 21,900 liter water. You know that their calculation is very easy. You know that there is a family member of 6 per person here. A 10 liters consume of daily, and the total here month is a day here 365 days. There are multiply. There is a come to the 21,900 liter water. The use of one family only. A remaining here or 60,000 to remind minus 21 is a 900. There is a come to the 38 is a 1,100 liter water can be used in dry weather when to dry the scarcity of water. There is the most important calculation for you. The next year, rural scenario. There is the traditionally of water harvesting is very old in India. Traditionally, water harvesting is very old in India, but unity of water harvesting has never been to felt so much as it is today. Even today, The people living in the area of water scarcity try to do their domestical work by adopting old method. They are adopting here old method, and deepings and degradings of well, tank and pond are included in this method. Water harvesting is a small channels, locally is known as a valleys, is an important traditional method in the area of water society. Now we can be in a better and secure situation by adopting new techniques of water harvesting. Think for a well, if the people living in 5,87,000 villages engage themselves for harvesting rainwater for there is a 2,000 lakh hectare area. There will be a lot of water available for use. On average, a village come under the radius of the 37,500 lakh cubic meter rainwater reserve. By this calculation, we come to be now that there is a great potential of rainwater harvesting. There is an important point here. The next point is the most important here, method of rainwater harvesting. There is a most important point, method of rainwater harvesting here. We can adopt different method for a rainwater harvesting according to the need, available facility and environmental condition here. The following method are worth of meaning here. A first point here, construction of is a pothole. Their pothole is the most important construction. We can harvest water in a small ditches constructed in those area where there is not a much underground water, and this ditches is maybe a constructed 1 to 2 meter wide and 2 to 3 meter deep. There are shape as could be anything, and these ditches are filled with the rubbles and the sand, and rainwater can easy is percolate through this. And next method here, construction of trenches. There is the most important construction of trenches in the lower regions where to the pros is rock are found after the making trenches of 0.5 to 1 meter wide, 1 to 1.5 meter depth and 10 to 15 meter length, and these are filled with the rubbles, and these trenches should be made parallel to the slope of land. There is important and next year use of wells. There is important use of wells, and the wells which have become dry and are not be begin use at a present can be used for a water harvesting. And next year hand pump. The hand pump is a storage to rainwater can be made is a underground with the help of the filled by the running hand pump in the area of lack of underground water. And show in this diagram is the most important diagram show in here. The first diagram is show the recharge through the trenches, the rain here on the roof, storage of water. The next diagram is the most important here, recharge through the abundance ducts well, and other side recharge through the hand pump. There is a method of water harvesting. There is a most important method of recharge of underground water. There is a most important technique used by the all is a village people and also here the urban people. The next topic here, national water policy. There is the most important. Water is a national valuable reserve. It is a stimuli for the government to be involved a policy for a development and management of water resource so that surface and underground water is not only a properly used but also a serve for the future. There is important here. The water is not only properly used but also a serve for a future. Nature of rainfall has also is a complete us to things in this direction. National water policy, an important policy here, was formulated and accepted in September 1987. It was received in 2002 and presented as a national water policy 2002, where many problems arose in there is a preview policy during the course of time. Water is an important constituent of their ecosystem. It should be a considered stimuli there for all kind of life. It should be a developed is a conserve and the managed in a planning manner. It is extremely there things about it is social and economical aspect of water as a large area of the country suffer. Due to the drought and flood every year, there is an important here. It is things are about the social and economical aspect of water. A large area of the country suffered due to the drought and flood every year. It is a case is not only the loss of property and the human life, but the wheels of the development is also stopped. There is the most important here. The drought and flood is the not a loss of property. There is also a human life, but as a wheel of development also is stopped here. The problem of the flood and drought are not be limited to be a boundaries of a particular state. This require a thinking at the national level. A several problem arise in the planning and working on the water resource. Among this is a continued nutrition of atmosphere, a proper transfer and rehabilitation of the man and animal health and security of dams are such as problems which can be attracted in a specific period. The problem of standing water and salinity in the soil arise in the some areas. The more explanation of underground water is a mainly area of country has a posed serious challenge. It is need to be a think about all the problem under a general policy here. There is a most important general policy here. The production of food grain in the decade of 1950 was of 5 lakh ton, which is a rose to be 2080 lakh ton in a 1999 to here 2000. 1999 is an 2000 with the most important period time. The 2080 lakh ton. There is important here, and we have to increase the amount of food as a grain to the 3,500 lakh ton in 2025. The demand of water is would be an increase in domestic industry, energy production, and sector etc. The water resources are already less; those will be become a further less in a future. Quality of water is also an important aspect. The population of surface and underground water has been to the increasing. The main source of water pollution due to the human activities include the domestic waste water, industry, event and chemical use in agricultural. There is sometimes water pollution is also the causing a natural factor. Erosion, landslide, and decomposition of plant and animal are the main nature source of water pollution. There is an important point here. Sometimes water pollution is also causing by natural factor. Erosion, landslide, decomposition of plant and animal are main nature source of water pollution. Three-fourths of the total surface water in our country is polluted. Our next topic is the most important here, watershed development. There is the next is the most important, watershed development. The meaning of a watershed refers to an area where the water flow to about a point. The planned use of this water can be deliver better result. You know that there is an important point here. The meaning of watershed refer to on the area where the water flow to about a point. The planned use of this water can be deliver better result. Related area may be a village or a group of village in their form of unity. The unit is an important all kind of land like agricultural, wasteland and forest may be included in this area. You know that there is important here. All kind of land like agriculture, wasteland and the forest may be included in this area. A maximum use of land is the possible by adopting a watershed program. The overall development with the proper utilization of the water in the area in a consider to be a watershed development. That is important and watershed development here a point. The first point here, benefit of watershed development. That is important here. The following benefit can be achieved by the watershed development here. A first here, supply of water for drinking and irrigation here. And secondly here, increase in a biodiversity. And third here, loss of acidity in the soil and free for a standing water. And next year, increasing in the agriculture production and productivity. decrease in the cutting of forest, and next year increasing in the standing of living, and the next year increasing in employment. There is an important part here. The next year is important here. The result of watershed development. There is the most important here. The result of watershed development, not with an understanding a hug amount of expenditure made by the government. There is important $2 billion by 2000. There is important here expenditure of made by government $20 billion by 2000. On the watershed development, we have not been able to achieve our desired result so far. There is important here use of money, but it's not a desired result so far. And there is a following factor are responsible for this. The first here, lack of scientific thinkings, and secondly here, imperfect techniques. And the next year, indifferent attitude of local population, and the next lack of coordination among the various departmental agency, and absence of independent ministry. There is a most important factor of fail of this program. The next year, river linkage. There is a most important rivers link for the each other. The large area of country suffer from to the drought and the floods. Drought and flood are two sides of same coin. You know that is an important point. Drought and flood are two sides of same coin. National Water Development Authorities was constituted in 1982 to solve this problem. The main object of constitutions was to identify only the national water network. Finally, National Water Development Authorities is identified linkage of 30 rivers. The large rivers have mainly been included in this program. Authorities has recommended starting of the work on 6 places of the river linkage, and there is a compilation has to be carried out of the 3 stages. The first stage here, in the first stage, mainly a peninsular river is Mahandis and Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri has been included. And second stage, in the second stage, linkage of a small river basin of Peninsula India has been to the recommended. And Ken, Betava and the Tapi is rivers are included in this. And third stage here, in this third stage, there is a provision for a linking or tributaries of Ganga and Brahmaputra with one to another. The next here, benefit of river linkage. There is the most important point here. Benefit of river linkage. All around the development on area is possible by joining of basin. The creation of about 250 lakh hectare additionally is agriculture area is possible by surface water after the success of this program. There is important here, the 250 lakh hectare additionally agriculture area is possible by surface water after the success of this program. The underground water will be available to be irrigate of additional agriculture area about 100 lakh hectare. With the result of irrigated area will increasing from 1,130 lakh hectare to the 1,500 lakh hectare. Addition of hydroelectricity of about 340 lakh kilowatt will be generated. And besides this is a benefit, many others benefit like flood control, water transport, water supply, fishing, removal of acidity from the soil, and control on the water pollution will be also be achieved. But this benefit can be easily achieved. Much money of time has been spent on this project. According to an estimate, a large is a sum of rupees 560,000 crore are required to complete this project. There is a most important a sum of rupees here. The next topic is the most important here, method of water conservation. There is important here, methods of water conservations. If there is no water, there is no life. You know that the important point here. If there is no water, there is no life. And as a water conservation system, a future generation may be in a difficulty due to the scarcity of water. The participations of on the individual society and the government is the essential for the water conservation. The following method can be adopted for a water conservation here. The first here, dams and reservoirs should be constructed on the river so that the river water does not be go waste into the sea and ocean. The second here, the water rivers should be safe from pollutions by the urban based at all the coast here. The next year, serious effort is should be made to control a flood. That is important here. And water should be used properly. The mass walkings is should be around for a water conservation. And next year, so assist of active participation of the peoples in all the activities related to water conservation, efficient of management. You know that there is a 6 point is the most important here. Also assist of the active participation of the people in all the activities related to the water conservation and efficient of management. And next year, potable water should be not be used for a garden, washing of vehicle and the cleaning of household. That is important. And the next year, saving of reservoirs for the pollution and the broken pipeline of water should be immediately be repaired. That is important here. The next year, every drop of water is a precaution that should be popularized among their masses, and such a crop should not be growing in the rain feeds area which require more water. And there should be a stress on afforestation. There is the most important 12 point here. The next is an important topic here, case study. The case study is the most important point here according to the water system. The first case study fought of the Tarun Bharat Sangh to about water conservation here. There is an important point here. A case study. There is a Tarun Bharat Sangh to about water conservation here. The Tarun is a Bharat Sangh was established in the 1985. There is an important period of time here for the UPSC examination. The Tarun Bharat Sangh is established of 1985 under to the guidance of Sri Rajendra Singh. It is started with the Hamirpur village of Tanagazi Tehsil in the Alwara is district of the Rajasthan. The residents of Tanagazi area under to the guidance of Tarun Bharat Sangh achieved such as a miracle which is could be not be achieved by the Central Water Authority. While the searching of the Saraswati is the best as a Rajasthan and Bhava is a Atomic Research Center to award. Tarun Bharat Sangh is the non-governmental organization means NGO. Arrived at river is the reborn with the Bharat God is the effort of the organization spanning over to 50 years. There are 15 years important here, and previously their river was dry and barren. There are two branches of Araval River. Their total length of this is a 45 kilometer. It is a watersheded. The river was the reborn with the is a Bhagirath. Bhagirath is a fort of this organization spanning over to the 15 years. Previously, their rivers was dry and barren, and there are two branches of is a Aravallis River. Aravalli River is important here. The total length of this is a 45 kilometers here, and it is a watersheded area is spread in a 503 square kilometer. A part of Jaipur, Diusa and Alawara district are included in this. This is important here. And preview there used to be agriculture in the unirrigated area here, and there where is no mean of irrigations, and agriculture used to be done only on 10% of the land. Agriculture was entirely is dependent upon a rain, and there was on cropped agriculture. To remove the water scarcity in the area, Tarun Bharat Sangh is with the help of the village clean and deepened the tank and ponds here. And besides this, there is also is volley to the construct pond on the slopey is a part of the hill region. A village was a village was is their institution for their is this work of 1985-86. The result were very encouraging as seen there's other villagers started to competing in the gating and making pond constructed in their area. Save water and Johar Andolan. The Johar Andolan is most important here. Where started in the 1996. There is important for the UPSC examination here. Johar Andolan is where started in the 1996. 3,500 pound have so far been constructed in this area. The villages themselves have constructed more than 70 pound, and the water level of underground water has been risen after the construction of this pond, and water is available throughout the year is a well, tank, pond and rivers. Agriculture has also changed. A greenery is dominated everywhere. The animal have become healthy and smart. The cow and the fallow have started giving a more milk. Jowar is a andolan is the most important food in this area, and there is a most important result here. The standard of living of these people has improved. The families is below poverty line are also able to be earn 40 to 50,000 rupees per annual. There is important here 40 to 50,000 rupees per annual, and the migration of people from village to cities has stopped. Even to migrate a family have now started to the coming back to their villages. The residents of 70 villagers in the Arawaris River basin have constructed a unique parliament of 150 members. This parliament has been to name as a Aravaris Sansad. After is the name of Aravali River, there is a member of Aravali Sansad is took out of the bank of the river is a Hamirpur on 26 Jan 1999. The construction of Aravali Sun come into the effect from this day. This is such as a is a Sansad which is not only a frame to the rule and the law but float them also. All the resident of areas follow these rules and the law strictly, and also got them flow by the other. The Vadic also has a famous some rules and the law keeping the need of the people, ecological balance and land in a mind. The flowing are worth mentioning among them. There is an important here. A first point is a burn on growing to crops such as a sugarcane, rice, chilies, which is a require more water. No one will be used to the river water for agriculture after the holy and before end of the rainy season. There is a most important here a rule regulation. No industrial unit will be established in a water-shaded area, and recommended is the growing of the mills, jowar, bajra, and maize here. Allow to the grow of vegetable in the lower part of the rivers, and ban on the hunting and cutting of tree is a green trees. There is an important rule and regulation here. No person with on access with the entered into the recently development Baron Dev Manas Sanctuary. There is a most important here rule regulation. The world region has been to the declare as an area of biodiversity. The ban of the sending food, grain and vegetable outside the regions, and ban on grazing of animal by the people living outside the water shaded area. Today, Aravaris River has become very useful for the residents of the area. The people of the area worship this river also. There is an important here worship of this river and fair of festival and celebrate here. The Aravaris is the Sansad has established a Aravati's temple. Aravati is temple and the Aravaris is the secretaries as such as a program are beginning carry on in the other area also. In this is a connection where is a concurring and programs are going on the Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. The government should be give a protection and encouragement to the here